Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I'm going to have a guest with me. Well, sort of. We're going to be talking about Perplexity.ai, one of the tools that I'm using for the How to Podcast series to help me kind of brainstorm and come up with stuff for the show and for you. And it's a great little partner. And if you haven't tried AI yet, it's a great tool, a great thing. There's ChatGPT. I know everybody loves to use that. I'm not a huge ChatGPT guy. I'm using Perplexity, and a friend of mine that I met through our podcaster meetup, he's a journalist. His name is Flavian. Hi, Flavian. He got me hooked on it, and now it's all his fault. So now I'm using it in my show prep, and I get it to ask me questions and make me kind of think through what I want to talk about on the show. So what I wanted to do was go to Perplexity and kind of get a checkup, basically, and ask Perplexity how I'm doing. And it's interesting because Perplexity came back with a result that highlights the things that I'm doing well and maybe how I could use the platform better and give me some great ideas. I wanted to share with you. And if you are an AI user, Perplexity, again, my choice, but ChatGPT, whatever you're using, to maybe do a similar thing after you've been doing this for a while, is to go into that platform and ask it how you're doing and how you can improve and utilize the platform better so that you query better, you type in prompts better, and you ask better questions, and you interact better with that specific platform. So if you're not on Perplexity, maybe not everything here applies to you, but there's some general things I think that can be applicable elsewhere. If you are a Perplexity user, I'd love to hear how you're using it specifically, because that's the one I'm using the most. And if you're not using Perplexity, then what are you using? howtopodcast.ca, SpeakPipe is there. You leave me a voice message and let me know what you're doing and how you're using the platform or whatever platform you're using. So I went onto Perplexity and I typed in my query, and I have the query in the show notes for you. It's very simple. It's a prompt, right? To prompt the result that I got today. And basically it looked at my history of what I've done on the platform, and it gave me back some feedback. I took all of the feedback it gave me and I dropped it into voicemaker.in. And if you've been here before, you know that I've used this in the past. It's a way to take text words and copy paste them in there, and you can add a voice and the voice will read it back to you. You can also do speech to speech, where you can actually record your voice and then turn your voice into somebody else. So it catches all your little ums and ahs and your stutters and your laugh. And it's kind of nice because it's more human in the sense, that seems weird to say about AI, but it's more human than typed out words. We don't speak like we type, and we don't type like we speak. So you'll notice that today's episode, when you hear the voice reading back the result from Perplexity, it's voicing it as words that are typed out as a result. So it doesn't feel like a human would talk. So again, I'm saying human talk, AI tool, voice changers. I understand. You're listening to me going, Dave, I know. But this is a great tool, and it's nice because it adds some variety to your podcast. So if you don't have money to go hire somebody to do this on a regular basis, then this might be a tool for you. And my preference would always be to hire a human and pay them to do this. It's a small episode, short little content. So I thought I want to demonstrate the tool again so you can hear it. And I want to introduce you to the voice today that we're using. So Sienna, welcome to the podcast. Glad to have you here. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sienna, and I am one of the amazing voices that you can select from at voicemaker.in.
Okay, so thank you, Sienna. Nice to have you here. Now, we're going to talk about Perplexity.
Yeah.
And what it is and all that. So there might be somebody, Sienna, that's never used Perplexity before. They don't understand how this program works. So can you kind of give us an overview of what Perplexity.ai is?
Yes.
As a result from Perplexity telling us about Perplexity. I know it's really weird, but Sienna, can you tell us more about the platform and how to use it best
Sure.
in podcasting?
Happy to do so. Perplexity is an AI-powered knowledge assistant designed to instantly find, summarize, and organize information from across the web. Instead of searching through endless links, you ask your questions in plain language, and Perplexity delivers accurate, concise answers with sources right away.
So, Sienna, if you could make an elevator pitch for what Perplexity is for somebody who has no idea what it is and how it works, what would you say?
Perplexity is your AI-powered research companion. Ask any question and get well-sourced, clear answers in seconds. Whether you're a student, creator, business owner, or lifelong learner, Perplexity helps you discover, verify, and organize information faster than ever before. Get insights, not just search results.
So, Sienna, who benefits from using Perplexity? We're talking to podcasters here. Who would benefit from our audience for using a tool like Perplexity?
Perplexity supercharges every part of your podcasting workflow. Content creation and research instantly generate episode outlines, show notes, and scripts by asking natural questions. Summarize complex topics, current trends, or niche stories for your next recording.
How can Perplexity help us with our research? Sienna, what can Perplexity do?
Discover statistics or quick facts to include in your episodes with reliable citations.
Often podcasters are looking for ways to repurpose their content in other forms, like a blog or an article or social posts. How can Perplexity help us as podcasters take our content and put it in more places?
Convert long articles or podcasts into digestible summaries, saving you hours of reading or listening. Maintain running lists, such as segment ideas or episode themes, using AI-powered memory. Time-saving automation draft promotional content, episode descriptions, and social media posts fast. Get help finding contact info, guest suggestions, or topic leads. No more endless browsing.
So instead of doing a Google search and getting pages and pages of results, how is Perplexity different than a traditional internet search with a tool like Google, for example?
Stay up to date on industry news and trends without sifting through hundreds of sites. Focusing on what matters with research and repetitive tasks handled by Perplexity, podcasters can spend more time engaging their community, prioritize meaningful conversations and interviews.
Sienna, how can our podcast benefit from a tool like Perplexity? Is it like having another person on your team?
Perplexity is like having a research assistant, writer, and productivity tool, tailor-made for busy, creative podcasters. It lets you do more of what you love and less of what slows you down.
Okay, so I went into Perplexity and I did my prompt, my question, my query, however you want to word this. And the one thing you need to think about when you're using AI tools is to talk to it like it's another person. I know it's an AI and I know it's weird to be talking to a computer like this, but don't approach it the same way you would approach a Google search. It's a completely different way. It's more of a dialogue than a question answer type thing. It's more of a back and forth, and you can leverage the tool to even prompt you and ask you questions to make your search even better. So here's what I had written out as my prompt for this, and what kind of the results were that came back. And I'll put the prompt into the podcast show notes. And it's very simple. It's nothing really too detailed, but it gives you an idea of kind of how to talk to an AI tool. And you can use this yourself. I'm using the free plan of Perplexity as well, just so you know. This isn't costing me anything. I have limits to how much I can do for a period of time using the free plan, but I'm not paying for this. So this shouldn't cost you a lot of money to use these tools, just so you know. You will get different things by paying for it, but I'm just using the free one. So you can go in here and play with it just like I am. It doesn't cost you a penny to do this. So try it. Even if you're like not a tech person, you can still play with this tool at Perplexity.ai, link in the show notes. But here's what I typed into Perplexity, because I've been using it for a while now, and this is what it came back to me with. But first, my prompt. This is what I typed. Exactly the way this is, right in the show notes. Copy paste it if you want to. All I typed in was, from my interactions here on Perplexity, what have you come to learn about me, my approach to search, And how can I improve my approach to using Perplexity to get better results? How can I improve? That's it. That's exactly what I typed. It's in the show notes if you want to see it. And this is what it came back to me with as a result. And we'll kind of break it down into little chunks here. But it's interesting. This is what Perplexity told me about me. And I'm really curious to hear what your AI tool is going to tell you about you. But here's what Perplexity said about Dave, me, and how I'm using their platform. Here's the result.
What I've learned about your approach based on your interactions, here's what stands out about your style and approach to using Perplexity. Curiosity and depth. You consistently seek actionable, in-depth answers, often requesting expanded outlines, practical steps, and SEO-focused advice tailored to podcasting, content creation, and community building. Personalization. You frequently ask for rewrites, simplifications, or reframing of information to suit specific audiences, e.g. dads, podcast editors, new podcasters, showing a strong focus on audience relevance. Strategic mindset. You look for ways to optimize processes, from content planning and analytics to community engagement and business operations. Desire for clarity. You value clear, concise, and actionable information, often requesting summaries, checklists, or step-by-step guides. Your search habits. You often provide context. Giving background or specifying your audience helps tailor responses. You ask for practical examples. You request real-world applications, not just theory. You value SEO and discoverability. Many queries focus on increasing reach and impact through search optimization. You revisit and refine. You ask for rewrites, expansions, or simplifications, showing a willingness to iterate for clarity and effectiveness. How to improve your approach to get even better results from Perplexity? Consider these strategies. Be even more specific with your goal state. Your desired outcome. Instead of just tips for podcasters, ask for 3 actionable tips for new podcasters to grow their audience in 2025. Clarify constraints. If you want a response under a certain word count or in a particular format, IgG, use Rania checklist table, mention it up front too. Use follow-up questions, strategically drill down. After receiving an answer, follow up with, can you provide an example or how would this apply to your audience? Request comparisons. Ask for pros and cons or a table comparing options to deepen your understanding. Leverage Perplexity's strengths. Ask for summaries and expansions. Use the assistant to condense complex topics or expand on brief answers as you already do. Request actionable steps. Always ask, what are the next steps? Or, how can I implement this? Experiment with prompt variations. Try different phrasings. If a response isn't what you want, rephrase your question or specify a different angle. Use role-based prompts. For example, act as a podcast coach. What would you advise for situation? Reference previous interactions. Build on past answers. Remind the assistant of previous advice or ask for updates based on new data or trends.
So, Sienna, what are your final thoughts around Perplexity and how I'm using it? What's your closing summary for all of us around this tool?
Final thoughts. You already use Perplexity in a highly effective, intentional way, focusing on clarity, relevance, and actionable insights. By sharpening your prompts with even more specificity, leveraging follow-ups, and experimenting with prompt styles, you can unlock even deeper, more tailored results for your podcasting and content creation needs.
So again, if you want to know how you're doing on a platform, if you're using it the right way, if you could use it a better way, instead of going to some guru and paying hundreds of dollars for them to tell you yes or no, just ask the AI itself and say, hi, based on everything that I'm doing here on the platform, tell me how I'm doing. It's like a checkup. It's like an AI checkup. And you can do this anytime. And I would tell you to do it more often than not, because the better you get at doing the searches, the less you're going to have to play with all of the results and manually manipulate the results and make it sound like you and all of that. Always keep in mind that the results are based on your input. So a garbage input, a garbage prompt, a half thought through query is not going to give you the best results. The more information, the better. So include your podcast description, include your episode title, your episode show notes, include your resource link. You can say, hey, there's an author I want to have on my show. Go pull all the author reviews for this book. What is the common theme across all of the reviews? What are people loving? And what are 5 questions based on the reviews for this author's book that I could ask in a unique way on my show? Right? These are all things, because it's more than tell me about the author. What's the name of the book from the author? That's a Google search. AI is a little different approach, and the better you approach it, the better the result. So if you're like, I have no idea what Perplexity is, I've never heard of ChatGPT, I am scared out of my wits that this thing is just too big for me, and I have no idea what you're talking about, then you and I need to spend some time together. And I will show you using the free plan. It's not going to cost you any money to use these plans. With the free plan as your foundation, how you can leverage this for your podcast. Every podcast is different. Every podcaster is different. Every approach is different. So a one size fits all from all those other gurus is not going to work for everybody. So let's get together, you and I, talk through what you need, where your gaps are. I can help you pinpoint the gaps. And let's see how we can leverage a tool like Perplexity, which is my choice, Perplexity.ai, or ChatGPT or blah, blah, blah. They're basically the same format, just different flavor. How you can use an AI tool to make your podcast better. We're not here to create the content with AI, where we click one button, we shut off our brain, and we go on cruise control, like with our car, and the car just does what it does. The AI is not some EV car where you sit back with your hands off the steering wheel and it drives for you. No, but it has great tools and great resources that can make your podcast better, especially when you hit a wall and you're like, I don't even know how to plan out my calendar for 2026, for example. You can really use these tools to give you some foundational work. And again, if you're not sure how you're doing on the platform and how you can improve, ask the platform and have a conversation with them. I just did a little exercise where I'm creating a new thing for my business. And I went through and said, okay, Perplexity, you're going to be the person asking the questions, not me. Here's the big idea. Now ask me a series of questions one at a time, and let's dig deeper into my idea. And what am I missing? What am I not thinking about? And you ask me leading questions. I'll answer it. Leads to the next question, and we'll build this together. And you can see it chugging away in the background, sourcing materials, giving me links, giving me ideas, asking me a single question at a time. I respond to the question. It goes to the next question. And over about 10 minutes of spending time, I was able to kind of source out in my mind the big picture of my idea, the implementation steps, even an elevator pitch for what I'm thinking of doing, so that it's in real simple terms, like 2 sentences. Here's my big idea. What do you think? And I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. And when I'm done, I copy paste it into a Google document and I have it. It's mine. I can always take that Google document and then re-upload it again and work on it again in the future. So there's a lot of great things that these tools can do to help you. Don't be nervous. I know something new is always hard to understand, get your mind wrapped around it. And for some of us, this just seems like foreign language for us to learn. Once you get the hang of it, even in small little pieces, it can really help you and your show. If you have any questions about using an AI tool, how it works, how you can use it, how do you navigate it, explain to me as a grade 5 student how this works, then let's do this. Don't be intimidated. Don't miss out on an opportunity to make your podcast better by leveraging the power of these AI tools to not be your voice, but help you shape your voice as a podcaster. It's time to reach in and learn about these tools. howtopodcast.ca. There's a calendar invite right there on my website. You can use it anytime you want, completely free, not charging you anything. And you can use it as often as you want at howtopodcast.ca. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being part of the community. And if there's anything I can do to help you, I'd love to do so. howtopodcast.ca. Take care. Get out there. Go ask AI how you're doing. You might be surprised by the results. Go learn something new. Use your AI tool today. Thanks for being here. Hey, thanks for being here. Thank you for listening to the end of the podcast. You're here with me. I'm so grateful. I want to put something in front of you. For the person that's listened this far, you're my new best friend. So what I'm trying to do every month is I have a goal, and you can help me with this goal. Very simple. What I'm trying to do is have 5 conversations this month with listeners of the How to Podcast series. You don't have to have a podcast to respond. This can be the first time ever that we're going to have a conversation, but I'm looking to talk to 5 people. Now, you're still here, so you're one of the people that I would love to talk to next. So on my howtopodcast.ca website is a calendar, and I'd love to have you respond on howtopodcast.ca. Just click the calendar link, set up time in my calendar, and in the comments section for the meeting, just put something like listener. That's it. If you have a show, put it in the comments too so I can go listen. But if you don't, I just want to talk to 5 listeners every month from now to the end of the month. So if you're listening to me right now, you're the person I want to talk to. And through howtopodcast.ca, you and I can get together, chat about the show, chat about your journey as a podcaster. Where are you at? What do you need this show to become for you? What's missing? Your feedback. I just want to meet you. And as podcasters, I would encourage you to do something similar to this in your podcast so that you can meet and interact with your audience. So, howtopodcast.ca, I'm looking to talk to 5 people every month, and I would love for you to be one of them. Reach out. It's free. I'm not selling you anything. I just want to talk to you at howtopodcast.ca. Let's get in the calendar and chat. Thanks for listening.